So I'm here at Power Lymphatics in Las Vegas, and I want to do a little bit of a recap on the first 2 days of the conference. So the big message that I heard on day one was the need for proper compression. Specifically, the concept, the idea that really was valuable to me was if you need fibrotic techniques, if you need textured foams, if you were doing a lot, if it took a lot to reduce them during CDT, why do we think that suddenly, once they're plateaued, we can just put a 20 millimeters mercury circular knit garment on them and that will be enough to contain them? So I think we need to look at what it took to reduce them and factor that into our decision on what it takes to contain them, because our clients will always think that once they are done, that they should be able to have like a really thin, a really easy garment to wear, something that doesn't make them look like they're wearing a medical device. But if it took a lot to get them to that plateau space, they may need a lot in order to keep that level of reduction. We also heard from a speaker that a fluffy limb can't use a circular knit. So a lot the clients will always want the circular knit, but a lot of clients need a flat knit. They need that increased containment. And we need to, as the lymphedema therapist, explain to them why that garment that may look easier to wear is actually not going to be easier to wear for them, because they're going to be wearing a garment that is not adequately controlling their symptoms. And that's really why they should have the garment on. And also, we heard in the conference, no class one for stage two. Usually, if someone has stage two lymphedema, they won't be able to contain the swelling in just that class one garment. If someone has a more of unstable lymphedema, before the idea that was in the conference was before the CDT is started, we need to enlist help. We need to have their family understand that they have to serve as caregivers. They have to support the person through the CDT. They have to understand that they may have to wear day and night garments, that they will be wearing day and night garments for their reduction. And if they have unstable lymphedema, they may have to wear day and night garments after that reduction phase into their management phase. Very interesting concept we learned. Don't delegate the plan of care to the patient. So often we hear like, oh, the patient wants this, the patient wants that, the patient doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. But if we let the patient write up their entire plan of care, when they're going to go, how many times a week they're going to go, how long they're going to wear their compression, what kind of compression they want to wear, what kind of exercise that they're willing to do, what kind of exercise they won't do, what their diet needs to look like. If they won't get into the plan that the person with the education, the lymphedema therapist, understands is best for them, they are not going to have the ideal result. If they are trying to follow their own plan instead of the lymphedema therapist plan, we need to educate and help them understand why the plan is needed, and each part of the plan is needed to get them that reduction that they want. They can't just write their own syllabus for this class. Also, some interesting tidbits from today. If someone has lower limb lymphedema and they have sleep apnea, often the therapists are saying if the sleep apnea starts to be treated, the lower limb lymphedema can be improved. Also, I got a really great quote. This was told that it was attributed to Fu Chan Wei, doctor surgeon. A master surgeon is a master anatomist. So that means that the surgeon needs to know the anatomy of the area and everything going on in the body in the area of the surgery. And it's wonderful as the lymphedema therapist talking to people after lymphedema surgery, because the lymphedema surgeons understand the importance of decongesting that lymphedema limb before they do their surgery. And it is my fervent hope that in the future, all plastic surgeons will understand the importance of the lymphedema system, decongesting the patient before surgery and letting them know the importance of lymphatic massage in their ongoing care for their recovery protocol. And also, I really liked this that I was inspired by a conference presentation today because a doctor talked about the importance of a multidisciplinary team. And my thing that I want to ask is if someone is going to see a plastic surgeon, for a operation, are they going to a plastic surgeon that understands the importance of a multidisciplinary team in recovering that patient from the surgery? Or are they more interested in being that lone wolf surgeon that if you ask them, what about lymphatic massage? What about different diets? How important is nutrition? Can I have advice? Can I do the hyperbaric oxygen? What about garments? How should I select my garment? And everything is like, you don't need anybody else. Don't worry about it. There's really no evidence for that. I don't see a difference in that. Like, just have the surgery and then go home and come back and see the nurse and get your stitches taken out. And if the answer to everything, like my swelling, what should I do for my diet? What kind of exercise would help me to reduce this swelling? If the answer to everything is, don't worry, this is completely normal, you'll heal eventually, that is not a doctor who is interested in putting together a multidisciplinary team to make sure that clients get an improved quality of life during their recovery from plastic surgery. So this has been a fantastic conference, and these are my highlights, the things that I wrote down from the first couple days of this conference.